VistaFlow dip card drug screen operational tutorial. VistaFlow dip card detects single drug or multi-drugs in human urine. VistaFlow dip card tests come in single drug or multi-drug format. For the purpose of this video demonstration, we will be using our 20-panel dip card as it will demonstrate how to interpret both single and multi-drug test line strips. The VistaFlow drug screen cup comes in a box of 25 individually sealed devices. The label on the outside of each box contains specific product information of the contents, including specific listing of each drug detected and the cutoff level, catalog identification number, item number, lot number, storage temperature, and expiration date. Collection cups are not included, but available through your VistaFlow representative, and come with or without a temperature strip. We always recommend using a cup with a temperature strip. Only open the pouch when you are ready to administer the test. The 20-panel VistaFlow dip test used in this video contains single-line and multi-line test strips. In order to fit 20 drug strips into one device, there may be a few test strips that contain more than one drug. VistaFlow uses single strips in all our devices that detect up to 16 drugs. Beyond that, paired drugs are used on a single strip. Each dip comes with easy-to-read interpretation instructions located at the base of the device cap. All of these instructions can be found in the product insert included within each box, along with our instructional documents that can be obtained through your VistaFlow representative. Once the sample is collected and prior to dipping the test card into the sample, it is strongly recommended the collector verify the temperature strip on the collection cup if applicable. In addition to observed collections, the temperature strip is one of the most effective indicators of sample integrity. An acceptable urine temperature for drug tests fall between the range of 32 to 38 degrees Celsius or 90 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. When obtained, the sample should register between 94 and 96 degrees Fahrenheit. Observing the temperature strip should be one of the first actions taken upon sample collection to ensure the sample falls within acceptable temperatures. Synthetic urine and adulteration with water or other substances may not register the temperature within guidelines. Ensuring adequate temperature at time of collection is a good way to rule out many forms of tampering. If a sample is out of range, have the donor provide another sample. Let's test a sample. Open the pouch and on the dip card, write the donor name or ID in the provided space. Then remove the cap, located on the bottom of the test card. With the exposed, dangling test strips pointed toward the urine specimen, immerse the sample tips vertically in the urine specimen for at least 20 seconds. 30 milliliters of urine sample is recommended, but not required. The dip card can be left in the sample or it can be taken out during this process. The cap can be reattached to the card and placed on a flat surface. Many of the results begin to appear within seconds as the strip begins to flow. It is recommended the results be read at 5 minutes, but in some instances, results will be available sooner, especially with a negative sample. If the control line does not appear, it means that particular test strip is invalid and should not be read. Once the C line is present, the test is considered valid and ready to read. The C and T lines have already formed on most of the strips. You can read the drug test results at 5 minutes. Results will remain stable for 60 minutes. One of the most important steps in reading the results is waiting long enough for the test lines to complete, especially on presumptive positive results. If a result does not have a line at the 3-minute mark, it would be premature to call that a presumptive positive, as the collector did not wait the full 5 minutes before looking for a hint of line. Calling presumptive positive too early leads to contested results and non-confirming lab results. Once a hint of line appears in the T section and the C line is present, that strip can be ruled negative. If no line appears in the T section and the C is present, that strip can be considered presumptive positive. It is strongly recommended waiting the entire 5-minute window before determining the sample to be presumptive positive. You will want to give that test line all 5 minutes to develop. If after 5 minutes there is no hint of a line, then move on to your next step for handling presumptive positives. In this diagram, there is a test line present for both benzo and ETG, making them negative samples, while the lack of a test line for the cocaine strip would make it a presumptive positive. For the multi-line test strips, the test line is labeled T1 and T2. T1 corresponds with the bottom drug, and T2 with the top. In this diagram, the multi-test strip contains T1 cocaine and T2 THC. The T1 cocaine does not have a test line present and is presumptive positive, while the T2 THC does have a test line present and should be considered negative. The single test strip for GAB is considered negative as there is a line present. If the sample is negative and no other action is required, safely dispose of the sample and sample cup. If the sample is presumptive positive, seal according to your policy and procedures for dealing with the presumptive positive samples, such as sending off to a lab for confirmation or other storage options. Inside each box of VistaFlow test kits is an adulteration chart. This chart should be referenced against the pads on the test cup for color match to determine whether they are normal or abnormal. Further adulteration examination can be done by sending the sample off to the lab. Always refer to the test procedure card and the product insert for operating instructions. For questions relating to operating any VistaFlow drug testing device, please contact your VistaFlow sales representative at 866-210-2272 or through our website, myvistaflow.com.